To understand how a human would commit suicide, you must first understand all humans have a muscle inside of their brain. The weaker this muscle is, it's categorized as learned helplessness. To illustrate, the psychologist who coined the term learned helplessness experimented on dogs. He had two groups of dogs. In group A, he would place the dog inside a cage. Then he would shock the dog. The dog would try to escape the cage to avoid the shock initially, but it couldn't escape the cage and it accepted the shock. The same dog from group A would then be placed in another cage. This time, that cage was more like a fence, and the dog would easily be able to jump over. So the psychologist shocked the dog, and the dog laid down and whimpered. In contrast, for group B, the dog here was only placed in the cage that was like a fence. And once the dog from group B was shocked in that cage, it quickly jumped over the fence and left the cage. The conclusion here for the dog in group A was that the prior cage that was impossible to leave negatively affected the dog's ability to be objective when shocked in the second cage. That the dog would be easily able to leave. Humans are just as similar, and on the stronger side, it's classified as learned optimism or empowerment. Learned optimism, being a muscle, is a disposition throughout life. The standards we keep, the things we question, and faith we have when faced with a problem, that even if we don't know the solution to the problem, we are willing to figure out who knows how to solve the problem and ask or pay them to solve it. Usually can be a YouTube video or a book, and this is a muscle that is reinforced over time, starting from one, realization that something can be better, two, research, who can help me solve this problem, or a person, professional, a book, or a YouTube video. 3, ponder, allow new information to marinate. Or 4, application. After applying new information, what results will come? This is the process that would over time cause a person to be relentlessly optimistic as it relates to problems and also suicide. And why is it likely not to happen to me? I, Pastor Ryan Chan, I'm likely to not commit suicide because of my close relationship with God. The most vulnerable areas that cause most humans to commit suicide are their love life, their financial life, shame and misunderstanding of themselves within society. Now, each of these areas, I have allowed God to show me and expose me to the knowledge within the kingdom of God of all the factors affecting each of these areas, and they are very different from the information that the average person has on them within our society. I have taken on the lens of God as I view and interact with each of these areas for my life. Your contingency plan should be to run experiments to figure out who you are within the system. Ask for help. I'm a pastor with 200 plus books on a rigorous learning routine to always improve myself from YouTube videos and TED Talks, etc. And you can have counseling with me to ensure what you believe is the best knowledge so you can have the best possible path towards everything you desire. Seek help from a licensed therapist. I am a pastor and not a licensed therapist. Another thing you can do is to join different communities to help you within that community, and of course you can help others as well.